Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan and it's a Wealthy Life, where we talk about the financial markets, your career, and your family. Now in this video, I want to talk about your family a little bit when it comes to smartphone usage or smart devices, electronic devices with your kids. Now, it's Labor Day weekend. It's absolutely gorgeous. My wife and I, we decided not to travel this year. We decided to stay at home and relax. Before school started, we wanted to have our kids kind of in a routine. And yesterday we spent like maybe 3 or 4 hours cleaning this 3-car garage. Now I'll give you guys a little tour of the garage after it's been cleaned up, but then I'll sit down and I'll talk about these smartphones a little bit more. And I'll tell you what, this morning I thought, man, if I was cleaning my garage with my wife and my 2 kids were sitting in these chairs, scrolling on a smart device or playing on their tablets, I tell you what, I would feel a little disgusted with myself and I would feel like garbage today. So let's get into it. Now let's take a walk through my garage. Might as well show you guys what all the work was all about. Now that garbage can is quite loaded. Okay, I've got all sorts of junk in there. Bought too much over the years. Okay. So then over here, I've got my John Deere riding lawnmower. Okay, I need a place to put that typically. Then up here, I've got some rakes and shovels that we got to hang up, organized. And then over here is like my work area. Now, this Craftsman toolbox was on the other side of the garage. And I've got this nice workbench over here. So I didn't really have it over here to work and get tools and whatnot. So now that it's over here, I had to clean up a bunch of junk that was here. Now I still need to clean this area up. That's going to take me probably a day or so. But when it's all done, I think I'm really excited about it. I'm also thinking about getting like one of those toolboxes with like the butcher block top or wood top that's on wheels or casters that I could roll and then roll over here. And then I could put the saw here and put it on there. And then I could saw pieces of wood and whatnot. So I think that'd be pretty cool. And then over here, I organize all my chemicals, sprays, wasp spray, spray paint, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. I still got to go through a bunch of boxes up there. There's like old shoes and stuff like that from 20 years worth of living. You accumulate a lot of crap, to be honest. And then when you get kids, you get the bikes, of course. We got a bunch of bikes, but it is what it is. And then in our main garage area, this was built in when we had bought the house, this whole wood structure here. So it gets messy because we get busy in life, but this is looking pretty good now. I'm really happy. I also hung up these nice little Velcro straps for some, extension cords. When I'm busy with yard work, I can quickly grab them. And then we have these white cabinets, nice and organized, a bunch of kids' toys there. And then these cabinets have got all our cushions for outdoor stuff, which today we're outside. We got all the cushions out. And then my wife has a nice little, yard work kind of station. She keeps her water bottle there and her gloves and deer spray. Because the deer, man, they are crazy around here. They will eat everything in sight when it comes to your flowers and nice shrubs and whatnot. So that's what we did for 3 hours. Now, let's get back to what I was trying to talk about in this intro of this video. I got my tea here, so I'm just going to chill, talk about this. So yesterday, day started out real nice. We got to sleep in. My kids are just really good kids about sleeping in and hanging out early in the morning. They like to kind of relax with mommy and daddy. And then after that, in the morning, they spent like 2 or 3 hours playing pretend. I don't even remember what they were playing, but they have a playroom where they play together. My daughter's a 6th grader and my son's a 2nd grader, and they are still playing pretend. Okay. And we didn't really have any plans, to be honest, but I knew that I needed to get this garage clean because school's coming up. I want my kids to have a nice, clean garage to get in and out of the cars. They don't want to be You don't want them tripping over stuff when they got their book bags and their instruments and whatever else they're going to have. Baseball stuff, equipment, etc., etc. So I said to my wife, man, let's clean the garage. I think it was a good idea. So we get out here, and the kids, they grab their bikes first thing, they want to play. We got a really great cul-de-sac back over here, right around just, 2 seconds in a circle. They can go around this cul-de-sac. So I said, go ride, we'll start cleaning the garage while you guys are riding. So they went and rode for a little bit. But, they kind of get bored. Kids don't spend all day riding their bikes. Some do, but my kids, they do get bored after probably 5 or 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So then they grabbed some balls and they went and played over in our front yard, which was great. They did that for a few minutes, which was cool. And then, my wife was like, oh, they're going to get bored, that we're going to need them to do something, right? So she had a great idea yesterday. She doesn't want them playing on a smartphone or a tablet or whatever. They don't have smartphones, okay? We are not giving those things till they're 18. But they do have tablets, but they rarely play on them, to be honest. And it was a gorgeous day out, so you got to find stuff for your kids to do. This is what parents do. If you guys are planning on having kids, this is what you need to think about. Okay, I'll get into that in a second, but let me finish the day. So my wife thinks to herself, hey, all these bikes are dirty, because there was a bunch of dirty leaves and dust and spider webs all up in the garage. So we wheel out all the bikes out here on the driveway, and my wife says, here's a bucket, here's some soap, here's the hose, and a couple of scrubbing brushes and whatnot, and some towels. Go have a bike car wash. And that's what they did for the whole 3.5 hours we were in the garage cleaning this garage. And they had an absolute blast. My son, they were just laughing it up. I mean, they were taking, the sprayer and spraying it up high, as high as those trees and whatnot. He was just laughing it up. And they took these little styrofoam, what are they called? The little floaties, you float on in a pool. We have a few because we visit pools and lakes every now and then. And they were dirty as well. So we're like, here, take these styrofoam foams and go clean them, which they did. But then they put them together, and then they took the hose and sprayed water in the styrofoam little floaty, and they saw the water going out of the hose or out of the styrofoam. And I'll tell you what, man, just that alone, that little memory, it made my day. I saw them laughing and having fun while mom and dad were in the garage, picking up, getting ready for the fall. And that's a memory they'll have. Maybe they won't remember it when they get older, but I will remember it, right? And that is what it's all about. Being a parent is creating memories for your kids so that not only do they have memories, but you have memories. That's the number one thing that we need to remember in this world, because if I would have sat them here on some tablets to keep them busy, that would not have been a memory. That would have been a waste of 3 hours of their lives doing absolutely nothing, And that goes for any time that you're being a family and you're doing something constructive. Have something for the kids to do. I got this bee next to me. Jeez. Sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah, you want to create memories with your kids. That's what life is all about, guys. So, again, I'm going to reiterate, keep your kids off these smartphones. I know it's a little more effort, especially when they're, man, this bee, sorry about that, guys. He's all over me. Jeez. Where was I? Okay. Maybe this Osmo 3 makes a noise with bees. Who knows? Where they hear it and they want to buzz around it. Where was I? So it's a little more effort to find activities for your kids, right? You got to think about things. You got to have some crafts around, just whatever activities it is. But that effort will pay off when your kids get older, because they will be creative enough to pretend together, to go and wash some bikes out here and get their little styrofoam floaties and have fun with styrofoam floaties without a pool. That's what it is, guys. My kids are like pro pretenders. They will just figure out how to have fun with whatever they have. Now, you got to give them stuff, granted. We have to find stuff for them to do. But even this morning, we slept in this morning, my wife and I, and my 2 kids. We have room in our master bedroom. My 2 kids, they come in because they get up earlier and they get their Squishmallows out. Kids, they love these Squishmallows. There's something about them, just squishiness, and they're cute. And so my kids, you know, they got like, you know, I don't know, probably between 10 and 20 a piece. So they got them all out in our master bedroom this morning, and they're playing this little like pretend trading game or whatever. I wasn't paying attention too much because they were just doing their thing, and I was kind of half asleep, to be honest. It is the weekend. I was enjoying my beauty sleep. But that's the thing. Now that they're older, they know how to play and pretend. They can do things together, and we can create memories together. They love to create memories with each other. Now, don't get me wrong. My kids do argue and fight. There's a 4-year age gap there to where, you know, they kind of have their differences, so they don't always agree on everything. But at the end of the day, all this hard work, mostly from my wife, I'll be honest, for keeping them busy without being on a smart device or a smartphone, is paying dividends because they're able to do things together, and we get to enjoy watching them have a blast. So if you're planning on becoming a parent, or you're a young parent, or even a parent who's got kids my age, maybe 7 and 11, change it up. You know, get your kids active on pretending, playing, play with toys. My kids right now are in the backyard. They're playing on their swing set while my wife is kind of sitting and reading on our nice outdoor couches. And we get to enjoy ourselves. It's a world of difference. I mean, when I see families with their kids on smart devices and phones or whatever, I feel sad because I know that they're missing this time that they'll never get back. Which, speaking of, I need to get back to my family. I need to end this video and spend time with my wife, because we don't get a lot of time together while our kids are playing to kind of talk about stuff. So I do have to get back. But I just want to, you know, kind of give you guys this thought I'm having about these smartphones and about how I'm raising my kids, maybe to help you guys, you know, raise your kids if you're planning on having kids or you already have them. This is the way to go, guys. Put in the extra effort when they're young to do activities that have nothing to do with electronics. There's a time for electronics. My kids do play video games here and there, but it's few and far between. I rarely have them doing that. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed the entertainment of me running away from the bee, and the little tour of my garage. Still trying to make it perfect. I'll get there someday. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys could, like and subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. And take a look at my previous video if you could. And everyone, have a great weekend. Thanks.